Hi, everyone. My name is Stacy Landry, and I'm the Director of Gift Planning and Advisor Relations at ECCF, and I am happy to welcome you to another episode of Making Connections. This is a series of short conversations with professional advisors in Essex County around the topic of strategic philanthropy. Today, I am thrilled that the amazing Diane Brand will be joining us for this episode, which we have named Making It Personal. This theme came about after reflecting on the way in which Diane seamlessly weaves giving into her work and her personal life. It's not an afterthought for Diane, it's personal. And I think you'll see both how that happens and the impact it has as she shares with us today. So with that, I am very happy to introduce you to Diane Brand, who is a financial advisor with a firm called The Financial Advisors. She's a member of our Professional Advisor Committee at ECCF, and last year was the recipient of ECCF's Professional Advisors Award. So Diane is a very special and important member of our community, and I thank you so very much for joining us today, Diane. So I wonder, why don't you start, if you don't mind, by sharing just a little bit more about who you are?
Okay. As you mentioned, I'm a financial advisor. I've been with the Financial Advisors for about 7 years. Our office is in Andover, and we provide comprehensive financial planning to our clients, and that includes retirement planning and tax planning, and part of investment planning and other things. And included in that is charitable gift planning. My ECCF involvement began when I joined the Financial Advisors. My partner, Dick Sumberg, served as the head of the investment committee, and he invited me to join the Professional Advisors Committee, which I did. I'm also involved in my community in Essex County. I've been the past president and board member of the Merrimack Valley Estate Planning Council. I've volunteered in many roles for the trustees of reservations, including as a corporate trustee. I'm currently on the board of directors of Plummer Youth Promise in Salem, which is a private foster agency, and I am a respite foster parent through Plummer Youth Promise, which basically means that I give a break to full-time foster parents. I'm also the mother of 3 grown daughters, and I'm very motivated by setting a good example for them in my work and my community involvement.
That's excellent. You are the perfect person to have today. So thank you again. And I think that we should just dive right in, Diane. So I'm just going to ask you, how do you talk to your clients about their charitable giving?
Well, first of all, it's not for me to say that a person should be making charitable gifts. I know many people who have the capacity but choose not to. As a comprehensive financial planner, it's important for me to know that they don't want to give, as it is important for me to know that they do want to make charitable gifts. Before I ask anything about their inclination to give, I look for clues, and I find them in their most recent tax return. I can learn so much about an individual or a couple, which helps me to advise them appropriately. I learn about their sources of income and the tax consequences. And as it relates to philanthropy, if it appears that they are not giving, I can simply ask if they have any interest in making charitable gifts in the future and start the conversation there. If they are giving, I can determine if they've done so with cash or appreciated securities or other assets, which is really important to me. Very often a client will come in and they are only making gifts through writing checks, and I tell them, stop writing the checks until our conversation goes further, because it's more tax efficient to do it with appreciated securities. And this is the way I begin the conversation with all of my new clients. Tax planning is not a supplemental subject matter. It's a very important part of the discovery process that helps me understand their financial position and how I can best be of service to help them achieve their goals. When it's couched in this context, it's not a difficult conversation at all. It's part of the reason why they came to me to begin with. And it's also part of my responsibility and my commitment to providing the best service to my clients.
How does a donor advised fund at ECCF stand out as a tool to help them, really gain the most financial benefit, but also the maximum community impact as well?
So I first explain to my clients what a donor advised fund is. And I'm right up front with them. There are for-profit custodians like Charles Schwab and Company who we use who provide donor advised funds. And then there are community-based donor advised funds like the Essex County Community Foundation. And I explain the difference. And it's very important to me. The Essex County Community Foundation has done a fantastic job serving our community during the coronavirus and after the Lawrence gas explosions last year. And I let my clients know that the for-profits, it's for-profit, the fees are about the same across all donor advised funds, but the Essex County Community Foundation is giving back locally. I also let my clients know that I practice what I preach, and I am an ECCF donor advised fund holder, and I have been for about 7 years.
Great.
Some of the benefits of a donor advised fund: under the current tax law, a client might not receive the full tax benefit of their charitable gift. If that's the case, a donor advised fund might allow a client to pre-fund several years of giving to maximize the tax benefit of their gifts. If they're still working but nearing retirement, and we determine that they're in a higher tax bracket now than they will be when they're retired, then they'll receive the maximum gift of their donation by grouping or bunching gifts over 1 or several years before they're retired. And then in retirement, they make their gifts out of their donor advised fund.
Right.
We recommend that our clients gift low basis assets into a donor advised fund as an ongoing financial management strategy. They'll receive a double tax benefit, both the tax deduction of the gift and the elimination of the long-term capital gains tax on the security or asset donated. A client may also be able to take advantage of a greater tax benefit today due to a one-time tax event, such as the sale of a piece of real estate or the sale of a business. So they can group and pre-fund for the maximum tax benefit into a donor advised fund. As a donor advised fund holder, I also explain to them that, I really don't like organizing all of the receipts that I keep track of and give to my CPA at the end of the year for the charitable gifts that I've made. Well, I don't have to do that with my donor advised fund anymore.
Right.
ECCF keeps track of everything, and I can easily go online and view my fund, view the statements, view the investments, recommend gifts, and ECCF takes care of the rest. The other thing is the ECCF keeps me informed through their newsletters and through their events. They let me and other fund holders know about the specific needs in our community. They inform us of the organizations that are doing great work, which makes me feel very confident in my giving and aware of the causes that need help. And I can share this insight with my clients too. I enjoy the networking opportunities that ECCF offers to professional advisors. This helps me with my business and allows us to share new ideas with each other. The ECCF even provides opportunities to invite my clients to specific events like visiting nonprofits in Essex County through one of their meet and greets. I recommend the Essex County Community Foundation because I know that they're going to receive the same respect and professionalism that they receive from me. And I know that because that's what I receive as a fund holder.
Yeah. Wow. And that's such a great testament. I mean, we talk a lot about relationships, how important relationships are. They're important to your business. They're important to our business, and really interweaving that same quality and expectation and experience that the client's going to have. It's huge for everybody. So thank you for bringing that all together. That's great. How has your own commitment to philanthropy and giving back and your willingness, coupled with your willingness to engage in a conversation about charitable giving with your clients, how has that strengthened the relationship that you have with them?
Well, nonprofit organizations, in addition to money, they need people to show up at their events. They need people to show up to volunteer, and they need you to show up enthusiastically and genuinely to support them. I do so both as a representative of my firm, the financial advisors, and also as a private individual and caring citizen in my community. I hope that I'm setting a good example for my children, for my clients, and for others. Engaging with a client at a nonprofit event is beneficial to building the relationship. It creates the opportunity for a deeper conversation outside of the office setting. And it also allows us to share in commonalities. If you engage, it must be because you genuinely want to, not solely for business purposes. And your involvement needs to be authentic. And if it is, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to have fun. You're going to reap so many rewards of making donations and spending your time helping others.
So to wrap up today's conversation, you have lots to share, but I wonder if you might, come up with just one lasting piece of advice for all of the professional advisors who are watching this today. What's the one thing you'd like to share and leave with them?
Oh, I'd like to share two things. So
okay.
First of all,
don't
be afraid to have the conversation about charitable giving with your clients. They will appreciate it. But give yourself a head start. Review their prior year tax return for clues. And also keep the conversation going over the course of your engagement, as you never know when somebody is ready to act. They may not be in a position to make a gift today, but they might in the future due to an inheritance or for some other reason. When they are ready, your clients will appreciate your efforts and they will thank you and they will come to you for that advice.
That's excellent. Thank you. What a wonderful way to end. So thank you so much for your time, Diane, for your expertise, for sharing so openly. I think it's very clear why you are, such a highly respected and revered, not only member of this community, but the community at large. So thank you so much. And thank you all for tuning in. I really encourage you to reach out to me, to ECCF, anytime to speak how we can support you and your clients. Thank you so very much, and we will see you next time.